Good morning. There's another one for you. All right. I've heard this comment a lot. They're all drug addicts. Homeless people are all drug addicts and alcoholics. Probably about half true. Right. I know a lot of homeless people that are not drug addicts or alcoholics, right? Or gamblers or any of the you know addictions that most commonly result in homelessness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, there's a good sized percentage, they probably are, 30, 40, maybe as much as 50% of them are, right? But those people were already drug addicts, right, when they ended up outside, right? The ones that aren't, the ones that right, they have a high potential of becoming a drug addict or an alcoholic. This is true once they become homeless, all right? And I'll give you the reasons why. All right. One of the biggest reasons is I've pointed this out already, is that sense of nothingness, of no value, of self-loathing, as they say in the professions. And mostly because they're mad at themselves, they're mad at the world, they're mad at their boss, they're mad at their ex-wife, they're mad at mostly themselves, right? And they turn to drugs or they turn to alcohol because it turns the pain off, it turns the anger off, it does, and a lot of them don't realize that they're going to become an addict. And so, I mean, it's this weird idea that this drug is not going to turn me into a monster or an idiot, or a thief or a liar, right? And saying, and once you first start doing it, I'm saying, you get high, you get that euphoric effect. Ooh, you feel good, right? And saying your brain, you're thinking 90 miles an hour. You're oh man, I can do good. I can just, and in the beginning, saying they do some good stuff. They run around, collect $50 worth of cans in a couple of hours. And saying they sort through all of their bullshit. Saying spread it all out, sort it all through it. Saying get it all organized in 30 minutes and. They think they're doing something good. The drug forces them to think they're doing the right thing, right? Or they're doing something good, right? Or because their brain, they're doing, 2,000 miles an hour, right? They don't realize the damage that they're doing to themselves, right? Those are the ones that are hooked on meth, right? The heroin addicts, right, are just like the alcoholics. Right, they're in it for the mind-numbing, right, sense of it doesn't matter, right? And the heroin addicts, they do a big old blast, do a 10-piece, right, fall out, boom, and just lay there, boom, nothing. The world doesn't matter. It's just like spice addicts. I've watched, I watched this one older friend of mine named Arthur, right? He called him OG. This fool, right? And this is the dumb part. He had a friend that killed himself smoking spice. He knew the spice was bad. He knew that it was poison. He knew that it was burning his brain cells up. He knew all of the bad stuff about it. But yet, when he'd get him a $20 bottle of spice, he'd roll blunts as big as my finger, right? And he'd sit there, boy, light that puppy up, right? 4, 5, 6 good puffs, man. He'd be fall right over, boom, lay on the ground. And he would be tripping so hard, right? You'd spray him with a 4-inch fire hose and he wouldn't even phase him. And he'd lay there 30, 40 minutes, an hour, right? Flapping around doing the fish. Everybody would be hey man, is OG okay, man? What's going on? Call the book 911. It's like, nah, he's just tripping on spice, right? And this is the crazy part, when he finally came down enough to, come back to, coherent life, he didn't even remember. He couldn't even tell you what he was tripping on so hard, right? Didn't even know, right? Then as soon as he, his breathing was okay again, right? He'd like that fucking blunt bag, he'd find it. If somebody didn't take it from him, And his lighter, and you find that's pick it up off the ground, light that sucker, all through it all over again. Right? They want to forget. They want to be numb. They don't want, right, life to get in their way. Right? Alcoholics are the same way. Alcoholics, they drink, the cheapest bottle of vodka they can get for two reasons. Number one, because it's the cheapest they can get. Right? Number two, it's, vodka. Dude, that should make a moose fall over drunk. Right? But believe me, I mean, I'm not making this up. I've been there. Right? I've been spun out of my gourd. I've been drunker than Cooter Jones with 3 sheets to the wind attacking north. Right? Not caring about anything. Right? And when you're high, you don't really care. You don't really care about anything. See, so that homeless thing goes away. Now you're just, running around, hey, yeah, doing this, hustling that, choosing this, choosing that, scamming this. You know what I'm saying? Right? And you think you're doing good. Right? And it goes away. And all of that shit goes away. It's behind you. Right? But unknown to you, it's a couple of 2-3 weeks in, you're addicted. You're stuck. Now, right? They don't even realize now their sole objective of the day is to get more drugs, is to get more alcohol, is to get more spice, right? Is to get more, right? And after a while, their drug of choice becomes the drug more. Hey man, get high, yeah, you got, hey, got any more? And pretty soon, they don't even know they're homeless anymore. Now they're just, whacked out fucking junkie, right? Or a spice head, right? Or a crackhead, right? Or a booter, right? And then, right? As this is happening to them, as unknown to them, they develop a new skill set. They become a thief, right? A booster, right? A scammer, right? A chiseler, right? And everyone has a scam. Everyone's got a hustle, right? And some of the ones that don't get whacked way out of their mind and get way out there, because of their addiction, they spend all their money on drugs. They don't ever have any money, so they're always dirty. They're always smell bad. They're always out on the corner begging for food. And about half the time, they use the money on food because they know they have to eat. Their body's fighting against them. But the other half of the time, they're spending the money on drugs and alcohol. Yes, this is true. Right? Odds are, that person that you see at the corner with the sign, is they're flying that sign to give money for drugs, alcohol, and food. They're not using it for a motel room, right? They're not using it to go wash their clothes at the laundromat. Maybe occasionally, every once in a while, right? But it's easier. I mean, they're so high, and they're wandering through the alleys, and they're doing dumpsters and doing everything else, right? It's easier to find clothes, right? And they don't care. They don't care. It's I mean, like at 15th Avenue and Indian School, there's a laundromat. They got this big old dumpster out front in the parking lot right there on Indian School. Right, and when people throw away the clothes, the clothes are torn or ripped or just worn out or frayed or whatever. So they throw them in the trash cans. The employees at the laundromat, they go dumping in the main dumpster. I've seen literally 4, 5, 6 homeless people at a time, right, feet up in the air, nose down in that dumpster, digging out clothes, right, and, passing them around, right, changing their clothes right there and there. Boom, take the old dirty rag shit, throw it away, bang, right there, throw it back in the dumpster. They put on the other shit. As long as it's clean, they don't care. They don't care if the sleeves are ripped off. They don't care if people got a big tear in the butt of the jeans. They don't care. Right? They're so high. Right? And they got clean clothes. And off they go. Off to the races. Right? What are they after? You know it. Drugs. Alcohol. This is what they're really after. They're after, right? Nothing. You're high as fuck, you ain't homeless no more, bro. You're drunk as fuck. The only thing matters is this little spot right here, man. Right? And that's how it goes. Right? You're not going to change your mindset. Once they're that far gone, the drugs have melted their brain, changed the directions of all the brain synapses and all the blood connections, And now the only thing they're thinking about is drugs because it changes the physiology, it changes the way, the chemical structure of your brain. And now your brain is not secreting the right enzymes because as soon as they take the hit, as soon as they do that slam, as soon as they, boom, all the serotonin fucking flushes out of their fucking brain, bang, and they're fucking high. And now, right, their body's fighting off, trying to metabolize the effects of the drug that they ingested, and that's, pretty soon, right? That's why they smell so bad. Some because they're, half of it's because they're dirty as fuck and had a bath in a month, but the other half is because their body is fucking secreting all this fucking chemical shit, right? And they reek. And they're always thinking about, how to make money, how to do this. Yeah, man, we're gonna get that. Yeah, big chicken. They're always hustling. They're always making deals with each other. They're always trading. Dude, I used to sit at the park. It was funny when I was hustling bags. Well, it's just funny. I used to watch them. Right? Because I've been clean for years. Right? They'd be 10, 20, 30 feet away from me, hustling each other, lying to each other, stealing from each other, just so they can get 4, 5, 6, $10. You come to me and get a dime back. Right? And I watched them. I would watch it. It'd be funny. And I always used to think to myself, the three of you idiots, and I used to tell them sometimes, the three of you idiots band together, put your money together, I'll give you a big old ass book bag for the little tiny bit of money you got, and then you can split it 3 ways and you go on about your business. But no, it was all because they were greedy. They were so self-centered. They were so greedy, right, that they would lie and hustle and cheat each other, right? And then none of them would get anything. And then one that did only got a little tiny bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't, hey man, I'll trade you this necklace. Hey man, I'll trade you this bracelet. Hey man, I'll trade you this bike. And he says, I don't want your bike. I don't want that shit. I don't want that phone. You know why? Because it's stolen. I'm the one's going to get in trouble, not you. Huh? You see what I'm getting at? So that is the mindset behind, drug addicts and alcoholics in there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, at least half of all homeless people are not a drug addict or not an alcoholic. Right? They're not. They're just stuck. Right? They're stuck because of that mindset, that whole sense of nothingness. I have no value. I'm worthless. Right? I can't get a job because I don't look for a job. I don't want a job. You see, the job ain't gonna do me no good. I'm all fucked up. I can't do it anyway. Right? And the government feeds into it all this bullshit with SSI, SSD, and saying, saying, go down and get free money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they end up, instead of using that money to get a place, right, or some decent clothes, or something positive to help pull them out, right? They get this crazy idea, man, we'll fucking sell it, dude. I get a fucking house, fucking weed, we'll fucking sell, make fucking $5,000, we can get a fucking house. And then they end up smoking most of it, make $50 that they spent on, a pipe. It's me, bro. Just another little another little insight into the cycle. These are the things that keep them in the cycle.